Welcome back to the show, Business Mastery for Startups, Scale-Ups, and Early Stage Businesses with your host, Jerry Gadori. That's me. This week, I want to break from our regular guest special to talk about something really important. As we enter in at the time of this recording, the last quarter of 2025, an unusual hiring market, I want to say that it has been a crazy year. And as I'm looking at my clients that are struggling to fill roles, I'm seeing a lot of the same problems coming up again and again. So I just want to make a real quick episode this week and hit on 5 quick tips that can help you to fill your vital roles more quickly. Now, the very first one right off the bat is the job description itself. Make sure that you're crafting this well. Make sure you're putting at least the same amount of energy that you would into a marketing piece for a client because it has at least that level of importance. What do I mean by that? Most job descriptions I see are a laundry list of things that you need. They're all of the details that you require in a person to succeed in the role. And that's all important. A vague job description is of no use to anyone. But remember your audience. Write that description targeting your ideal candidate. What are they looking for in a role? What would make your ideal candidate excited to reply to this? And that's what you need to lead with. This is a marketing piece, just like any other. So make sure you're writing this from the perspective of the person you want to reply and what would be interesting to them. If your job description is nothing but a laundry list of the things that you require with no incentive for them to join, then, well, you're not giving them any incentive to join. So make sure you're writing it from that perspective. The next thing is to use your network and to talk to your team. Now that you've got that job description, before you put it out in the marketplace, bounce it off of your team. If you've got folks already doing that job, if this is an addition to a team, for example, have them look at it and ask them, is this interesting to you? Would you hit reply to this? Does this give you the information you need to incentivize you to want to reply? Share it with some of the folks in your network that you trust, asking the same questions. While you're asking them those questions, ask them for places to put it. What is a smart place for you to put that out where people are likely to see it? So when you're talking to your network, again, what about this is interesting to you? What would you change, if anything? Where should I place this? Is this the type of a post that's going to generate interest in my target audience? And when you're talking to your team, your internal team, you're also making sure that any culturally relevant data is included. Are there the things about working with that team or for your company that a candidate might be excited about? Are there things that would draw them to reply? Again, not just the generic things about your company. Every company is the best place to work for if you believe every job ad. So stay away from the generic stuff and give them something specific to work on. If you're in the government contracting space and you work with a lot of veterans and your company is 68% veteran, that's something to include. Why? Because that might be of interest to a veteran that's considering joining. So again, focus on the wants and the needs of the person you're appealing to. Frankly, just like a marketing email to one of your clients. Who's going to know that best? The people in your company doing that job, if you have any. Also ensure that you're including the leadership for the role that you're hiring for, because they, again, are likely to have insider information that you might not have. So now that you've got a well-written job description that's been proofread by your team, that's been proofread by your network, and now that you've gotten ideas of where to put it, do just that. Put the job ad in the right place. Now, I'm not here to besmirch job boards. They serve a purpose. But in very specialized roles, that purpose is rarely to find you your ideal candidate. Sure, sometimes you'll get lucky, but that's rarely the case. Much better are places like LinkedIn, but not just LinkedIn. Remember, LinkedIn is a bit of a double-edged sword. Yes, it's the largest professional network in the world that you can get in front of. But yes, it's the largest professional network, which means that standing out and breaking away from all the noise can be challenging. So while you absolutely should post it on LinkedIn, and your team, especially folks that are relevant to that type of role, should share that on your network, you want to make sure that you're going one step further and getting that in front of any special groups that are relevant. So for example, if it's a software development role, make sure you're including it in software development groups. If it's a specialized technology like MuleSoft or SAP or any of those specialized things, make sure you're putting it in groups specific to that particular technology. If it falls under a certain group, I mentioned government contracting earlier, make sure you're sharing it, if it's possible with that group, inside of any specialty groups that are relevant to that. Again, it does no good to plant a seed in the desert. It does no good to go fishing in swimming pools. You have to be where your ideal candidate is. And that job description that you took the time to ensure is written just for them needs to be in a place where they're likely to see it. Now that you've done that and you're hopefully starting to get some responses and replies, number 4, split test this thing. Again, treat it just like you would a marketing material in your sales efforts. Don't be afraid to modify that description or that advertisement if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, or if feedback from the results that you're getting isn't what you would like it to be. Don't be afraid to go back and retool that and resend it out into the marketplace. Sitting on it unchanged and getting no responses just doesn't make any sense. Part of the beauty of modern social media and our ability to interact so dynamically with it is the ability to change things that that aren't working for you, that aren't getting the results that you're looking for. Gone are the days of buying a television or radio ad and being stuck with that for the length of that ad. So again, don't be afraid to change. Split test and change. By split test, I mean, if you're not in the marketing world, run 2 similar ads and see which one gets the best response. Then accelerate that ad and remove the inferior ad. So again, have the mentality that this is just like any marketing effort in your sales funnel. Final piece of advice for this, ask for referrals and hit that network again. Now that that job description's out in the marketplace and people have had a chance to see it, if any people submit and then self-identify that they're not interested, by all means, ask them for a referral. Never ask, this is really in poor taste if you do this, never ask someone who's submitted for a role and is interested in pursuing for a referral. Essentially, what you're saying to that person is, I would like you to create competition for yourself. What message does that send? No. Ask for referrals of people that have self-identified that this role is not for them. Additionally, ask for referrals from everyone internally in your company, because they're going to know better than most what it's like to work there. And finally, ask for referrals from that extended network that was kind enough to take a look at that job description. Very often, helping you to proof that job description and coming up with a winning formula will put somebody in mind for them. So make sure you ask when you're talking to that person, say, hey, thank you very much for helping with this. Did anybody come to mind when you were helping me? Is anybody in your mind that you might be able to refer over to us? And a final note, bonus tip, don't be afraid to say thank you with a small gift or a little bit of money to folks who refer to you. It's probably not going to change the rotation of the planet, but it is going to create goodwill and incentivize them to do the same in the future. So I don't want this to run long. I wanted to hit you guys with these 5 tips to make sure that you're not struggling to fill these important roles. The first one, write a killer job description focused on the wants and needs of your ideal candidate. Number 2, use your network and your team to make sure that you wrote that right. Number 3, plant that seed in the right soil and get it in front of that ideal candidate. Again, don't waste time in places where your candidates aren't going to be. Number 4, split test, and don't be afraid of modifying that description. You're not getting the results you look for, change it up. And number 5, ask for referrals and hit that network again. As always, thank you very much for tuning in and giving us a listen. I hope this episode helped. I look forward to seeing you on next week's show. And in the meanwhile, continue being awesome.